Can you hear that? This beetle is talking. And no, I'm not crazy. This beetle can actually use more forms of communication than some vertebrates can. Today I'm going to try and get up close and personal with one of these crazy little beetles. So the only question is, can I catch it? A temperate pine forest is more than just pretty scenery. For those brave enough to venture beneath the canopy of leaves, a myriad of incredible creatures awaits. The shaded understory can be up to 20 degrees cooler than the outside, meaning that in here, many creatures will be active that you can find nowhere else. Fallen limbs, rotting leaves, and other debris cover the forest floor, holding moisture in. And it's under here that the forest habitat will yield its most incredible encounters. Today, we're looking for an incredibly elusive beetle that calls the forest floor its home. Our target today is the Passalus Beetle. So I've only actually seen a few of these beetles in my lifetime, maybe like less than 5. And it turns out they're actually fairly difficult to find. They're not exactly a common species, so I've got my work cut out for me if I want to catch one of these things. I do know that these guys like to hang out in rotting logs or near rotting wood of some kind. They are detrivores of sorts, so they want to be eating decaying material. So if I want to find one of these guys, I'm going to need to be in the right place at the right time, and my best chance is around rotting logs. Rotting logs are the primary food source for our target beetle. Part of the reason these animals are so seldom seen is because they spend most of their larval life and adult life burrowed deep inside rotting wood. The only time that they're seen outside of wood is when they're searching for a mate or searching for a new log to burrow into. In fact, of nearly 500 species worldwide, about many of them, very little is known. The Passalus beetle is about as mysterious as it is weird looking, and my only chance of finding this incredible creature lies deep in the woods, under the perfect rotting log. My search takes me deep into the woods. Out here, near the seep, there's lots of rotting wood and lots of moisture, so we can bet that even if we don't find our beetle, we're bound to find something cool underneath one of these logs. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be picking apart this log bit by bit using a shovel. My goal is to go very gently and carefully so I don't accidentally kill anything that could be living in here, because while we're looking for the Passalus beetle, there may be other cool, interesting creatures in here as well that I might want to show you. So, let's get the shovel and let's get started. Alright, so this is the best shovel I could find. So I'm just going to kind of hold the log down and kind of carefully, oh, there we go. Broke open. I don't see anything yet. Doesn't mean that nothing's home. Oh, there's a lot of ants again. Alright, so it appears we found a carpenter ant colony of some kind. Not too sure that we'd be able to find a Passalus beetle in this. Come on, let me go ahead and put this somewhat back to where it was. General area, just so it's not super disturbed. That happens. We're gonna keep looking. Carpenter ants can be the bane of a search when it's something subterranean that you're looking for. These ants are incredibly aggressive and will expand their colonies as far as they can. That means that where you find one pocket of ants, you're bound to find more in the adjacent logs, and it's highly unlikely that anything else but ants is thriving nearby. This location is lush with moisture though, so I'm gonna take my chance in one last log. Alright, so over here might be my best chance at finding the Passalus beetle in this particular area. We've got a fallen tree. It's probably been rotting for a good 2 years. And the portion of log here is about 15, 16 feet long. So there's plenty of rotting wood to work with. And I'm hoping that this is not part of the same carpenter rat colony that we found in the last 2 logs. So, fingers crossed, I'm thinking we can find our beetle in this area. We got a beetle, we got a beetle. We got a beetle, hold on. He's right there, you can see him wriggling. Gotta get through this crap. Oops. There he is. Look at that. We found him. Hold on, let's get him up close for the camera. Here it is, our target beetle, the horned Passalus. In there, listen to this. That is their characteristic distress call. It sounds as if the beetle is almost screaming. This noise is accomplished by rubbing different grooved parts of its body together in a process known as stridulation. Many other insects use different forms of this same process to create chirps and clicks, like click beetles, crickets, and katydids. Now, this is not the only noise that this beetle can make. And to understand why it can make more, let's talk for a second about its ecology. These beetles are actually social. The adults tend to the young and live in social groups within their rotting logs. So this log that we just picked this beetle out of could have up to a dozen more inside, adults and larvae. These beetles can produce up to 14 different noises, each with their own meaning. That is more sophisticated than the communication techniques of many vertebrate animals. What you're looking at could be a form of insect intelligence. These beetles are also fairly massive, and as I feel it wriggling in my hand, I can tell that this beetle is also incredibly strong. Their back is coated in a thick, hard shell, which makes it a tough prey item for many animals out here in the woods. Underneath their hardened wing case, they actually do have functional wings. However, seeing one fly is incredibly rare. These beetles are mostly ground-dwelling because, let's face it, rotting logs aren't usually found up in the air. Well, this guy sounds like he's had just about enough of me handling him, so I'm gonna put him back on his log so he can go back to his family. What an absolutely incredible encounter. Finding a Passalus beetle like this is a rare treat, but always a welcome one. What's the weirdest creature you found under a log? Let me know in the comments below. That's all for this episode, and I hope to see you next time, but until then, don't forget to get outside and find your own adventure.